Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Wilfred, and today I'm going to take you through on how to carry out data analysis using Excel. So as you know, Excel is the fundamental of data analysis. Like before, we have these softwares like Stata, SAS, R, Minitab, and so on. SPSS. Excel, we had Excel long time ago. So Excel is for data analysis. Excel is also being one of the tool or the skill that one has to have in this data analytics or data science field. Today I'm going to use a symbol data to illustrate on how to use Excel for data analysis. So first, it means if you hear data analysis is that you must have data. So data is crucial in this at this point. So I'm going to use in my data if we have Excel data analysis. So this is the data. It has two columns and 50 observations. That's 49 observation actually. X, we have X and Y. So this Y actually is the X is as we know is our independent variable in regression analysis, and Y is our independent variable. Now, if for instance the first step for you to cut out, like if you want to do regression, how do you do regression analysis? How do you do correlation analysis in this Excel? Now, if you go to data, if you click data, you need to see this data analysis, but most people or most users, they don't have this. But you don't need to worry, because this is just an add-ins tool to this Excel. So what you need to do what you need to do at this point is that if you are new to this and you don't have this data analysis, so you just go to file, click options. When we have options, go to add-ins, just follow that procedure, go to add-ins. Then now we'll be having data analysis. You see where you have analysis toolbar, VBA, and so on. So select, I write this analysis toolbar and click go. Then now you will have a new table where you have to, like in your case, if you don't have them, so they'll be unchecked. So you need to check analysis toolbar and press OK. Yeah, that's it. So if you do that, now if you go back to data, and now if you are at home, you go to data, you realize at the far end, you'll be having data analysis toolbar. And if I click now this data analysis toolbar, now you'll see you'll be having some data analysis techniques at this point. If you click that, so you'll be able to have this. So we have analysis of variance, one factor, two factor, with replication, without replication, correlation, covariance, descriptive statistic, exponential smoothing, histogram, moving averages, and so on and so on, t-test, set test, sampling, and so on. So you see, that's the first step. The first step of adding data analysis toolbar to your Excel. Good. Now let's say we want to start with descriptive statistics of this data. We need to understand what's the maximum value, minimum value of this data. For instance, if you want a maximum value, we normally use this function, maximum. Now if I want maximum of this data, so I have to highlight all the data all the way from 1 to that 50 observation. Then I cross that and press enter. So I'll be able to see that this is the maximum value of y. The same way you can do to x, but there's a shortcut, and not really a shortcut. Now in this analysis toolbar, you'll be able to do descriptive statistics. Descriptive statistics gives you mean, the standard deviation, the minimum value, the maximum value, and so on. So if to do that, now you need to go to this data analysis. Then I write descriptive statistic. I write this, then press OK. Then now there's input range. So the input range, now this is where you indicate this the data of yours. Now I click this arrow to minimize. Then go to this data, highlight right from the variable name all the way to 50. You can see this subscription 50. Now if I go back, you go back to this table, you maximize it, then check these rebels in the first row. If you miss this, you'll find errors in your case. So you must check this such that you are telling Excel that the first row is just for the rebels, so it's not data, like not numeric. Remember, this descriptive statistics is all about numeric data. So if you miss to check this, then it will assume the first one is non-numeric and you'll be having errors in your case. So you must check that. And then like rows, columns, they'll sort to be arranged in row, grouped by rows, columns by, you can leave columns by default. And now move further and check summary statistics. So check these summary statistics and press OK. Perfect. So we'll wait for just a minute. 1 minute, want to zoom. Good. Perfect. So if you check this, now we have the descriptive the table, analysis, descriptive analysis, summary statistic. You can call it also, that's the name of summary statistic, and so on. Now you can see for y, this is variable y. So you can see all its statistic right from mean, standard error, median, mode, standard deviation, sample variance, kurtosis, skewness, range, minimum, maximum, sum. Also for x, you can see the same information, but you can see in our case mode is not applicable here because if you check our data, actually it's all about some points, some income and the employment rate, so we don't have the mode value. So remember, the mode is the most appearing number in the data, so in this case we don't have it. But you can see for y, the mean is 27,457 and 27,457.78, and this one is 55.31, and so on. So that's now the summary statistic of this data. So let us say we rename this to summary statistics, just like that. I put it stats. Now let us say we want to understand now the relationship between the two variables, the relationship between x and y. So in that case, we use the correlation analysis. So the next thing I want to show you as data analysis for this data analysis, what you call the correlation. And for you to do the correlation, you follow the same procedure. You go to this data analysis. Now you have this table, go to correlation, then press OK. Now input range, you have to do the same minimize and highlight all these two variables. So if you have 5 variables, then you highlight those to that. So let me get 50 here. Then I maximize. Then you must check these labels in the first rows as usual, and you can put maybe in the output range or a new worksheet. Let me put new worksheet by default and press OK. Now if you check on my new worksheet, in which sheet 2, we can rename it to correlation. Now this is a correlation analysis between x and y. So you can see the relationship between x and y is actually negative. So it's negative 0.70002. So in this case, we have actually high correlated, negatively correlated relationship between x and y, because it's a negative and a 0.7 is greater than 0.5. So this is high correlation, but in this case it is negative. So that's how you check the correlation between x and y. Now what if we want to do just a regression analysis at the end? So that's the last thing that I need to show you, such that now you'll be able to do correlation. Start from descriptive, you move to correlation, and you move to regression analysis. Now for you to do the regression analysis, you do the same go to this regression, press OK. Now input range, now you have to specify y and x. So for y, you need to go back to this data and highlight all these to all the way to 50 to maximize that. For X, click there and go to this data, highlight X all the way to 50, then maximize that. Then labels, so you must check that. New worksheets is just say okay. You can also include list to plot if you want to include them also. Yeah, let us use that one. Then you press OK. Then you press OK. So immediately you have in a new worksheet the regression analysis between X and Y. You can see we have the rest to plot between X for this regression, and now we have the regression analysis output in this here. So if you check on this correlation analysis, the R squared is actually around 0.49. This tells us that this X, which is the independent variable, explains the variability of the dependent variable by approximately 49%. So it's actually making sense in this at this end. So and at this far end we have the what we have the confidence interval, the upper and the lower, 95% upper and the lower. So we have at this point, let me maximize that so that you'll be able to see them. So we have upper and lower confidence interval, so the upper and the lower. Then the b value in this case you can see is actually small. It's less than 0.05. So this tells us that this independent variable is significant to this model, and at the same time the model is significant because from this ANOVA table the f is significant because it's less than 0.05 also. So this is a good indication that our model is significant at this part. So you can see this is how you can do these data analysis using Excel. So up to this point I have shown you on how to add this data analysis toolpak to your Excel. Then you'll be able to carry descriptive statistics for your data, correlation analysis, regression analysis based on your objective or your aim of analysis. So in our next video we are going to run on how to do a before table. Like what if we have a qualitative data or categorical data in our data. Now how can we carry out before table using that a before table in this Excel? So that's what our next video is going to cover. So make sure you watch after this video, watch our next video, which is how to carry out the before table in Excel. Thank you for watching. See you next time.